Guys, I've got some exciting carnivore news updates for you in this video. But just before we get to that, we are this close to getting to 70K. So if you could do me a massive favor and just check and make sure you're subscribed. A lot of people find that they think they're subscribed, but magically YouTube has unsubscribed them. So if you could just check and make sure you're subscribed, I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Okay, so first piece of news, I'm going to be speaking in Adelaide, Australia on Saturday, November 23, and there are going to be other carnivores there that you know: Professor Bart Kay, Dr. Anthony Chafee, Anthony Fayez, Kerry Mann, Bella from Steak and Butter Gal. I'm missing quite a few people, but there's going to be many more people there that you know. It would be awesome to see you there. And there are still places left. The VIP tickets have sold out, but there are still regular seats available. So if you're in Australia or you can get to Australia at the end of November, please come along. The link to get those tickets is in the description. So news number 2, as an extension of that, I'm going to be in Brisbane on November 24, Sunday, November 24. And if there are Brisbane carnivores out there, or Gold Coast carnivores, Sunshine Coast carnivores, Toowoomba carnivores, if you would like to join a meetup in Brisbane on Sunday, November 24, please shoot me an email at realzerocarb@gmail.com. Let's connect and let's all do a meetup together. Okay, so news number 3. Next week and the following week, I would love to get you on the channel to interview you about your carnivore journey. If you are available and you'd like to come on, I'd love to hear from you. We'll have a laugh, a chat, and you can share your story. All you need to do is send me an email to realzerocarb@gmail.com. Now, why am I doing these interviews? There are 2 reasons I'm doing the interviews. The first one, the more testimonials we get out there, the more visibility we have. The more visibility we have, the more likely it is other people who may have conditions like type 2 diabetes or arthritis and all these other conditions, perhaps depression, they will hear about carnivore and they are going to be tempted to give it a try. So that's reason number 1. Reason number 2, it acts as extra motivation for you when you're doing the carnivore diet, right? If you can tune in every day and listen to someone's story or listen to a couple of people's stories, it just adds that extra kind of motivation to keep you focused and say no to the cravings if they ever come up, or it's like that extra bit of verification that you need to go, okay, I'm on the right track. So that's the reason I'm doing the interviews, and I would love to have you on if you would like to share your story. Again, please shoot me an email, realzerocarb@gmail.com, and I'll get back to you. We'll sort out a time that works for you and get you on the channel. And the final piece of news, you might have heard that the Olympics have started already in Paris, and there's been quite a bit of controversy with the Olympics so far with regards to the opening ceremony and different bits and pieces. And as I'm recording this video, they currently have a blackout, so things are not going as smoothly, I guess, as they would have hoped when they started organizing the event. But one thing I wanted to talk about is a more carnivore-related thing that's happened. They're trying to limit the amount of animal-based products that athletes can eat. So let's have a look at this report from the BBC. Athletes report eggs shortage in Olympic Village. Okay. So, several athletes have complained about a shortage of food at the Olympic Village in Paris, according to reports. Competitors said the amount of food available, specifically eggs, which were rationed at breakfast on Wednesday, and grilled meats is insufficient, according to the French newspaper L'Equipe, I guess. The official catering partner at the Olympic Village, Sodexo Livel, confirmed a very high demand for certain products and said that volumes would be increased to satisfy the needs of athletes. Okay, so I would think that It says somewhere down here they've been planning. Let me just go to the bottom of this article, because it says, I've read through this before, and it says they've been planning this. A strict quality charter also governed the food at the Paris Olympics. It was developed over the course of 4 years of work with the goal of halving the carbon footprint of meals produced during the Games in comparison to London 2012. All right, so let's go back here. The official catering partner at the Olympic Village, Sodexo Liverpool, confirmed a very high demand for certain products. If you've been planning this for 4 years and you know what they need, why are you surprised at the high demand for particular things? Right? You should know what they want. If it's been 4 years in planning, this is ridiculous. This is really, really bad, right? And just to go back to this, right? So the reason they're doing this is strict quality charter also governed the food at Paris Olympics. It was developed over the course of 4 years. The goal is to halve the carbon footprint of meals produced during the Games. Again, I think all this carbon footprint stuff is nonsense. I think that halving the carbon footprint, it's in order to get headlines. It's in order to, make the people that love this kind of stuff feel happy and all warm and fuzzy, and all the organizers can feel warm and fuzzy because they can say we have the carbon footprint. But at the end of the day, this will be a mixture of all different industries that are involved in this, all different companies that are involved in this, buying carbon offsets and all this kind of garbage, whatever they're called, and nothing actually changes. Except it's just moving money around here, there, and everywhere, and ultimately we end up in the same place. But we get the headlines. We get the, oh yes, well, we've done such a good job, we've halved the carbon footprint. So it's all kind of rubbish. But I think at the end of the day, athletes have very specific nutritional requirements. And the fact that the athletes are getting there and the food is being rationed because it's like, oh, that's kind of going to mess up our carbon footprint stats and those headlines and warm fuzzy feelings that we're going to get. The athletes shouldn't have to put up with that. They've trained, this is their whole lives. They've trained for so long to get to this point, to get to this elite level, and after this, they don't have another 30, 40, 50 years of competing like this ahead of them. This is a very short window of time where they can compete successfully. They've got specific nutritional requirements. Eggs are extremely nutritious, as is meat. And they're going to the Games and they're being told, oh no, sorry, we've run out of those, or you can have 1 egg a week or whatever the ration happens to be. That's just unacceptable, especially for 4 years in planning. It should be, if you're bringing all these athletes together, your priority should be these athletes. And if you want to do all this carbon footprint stuff, fine, but it's got to be in keeping with the athletes' nutritional requirements and their health and their safety and all that kind of thing, not for the benefit of the organizers. Anyway, I'd love to know your thoughts on this. Again, if you'd like to come to the event in Adelaide, Australia, I will leave the link in the description. If you would like to come to the meetup in Brisbane, please on November 24, please send me an email to realzerocarb@gmail.com. If you'd like to come on and be interviewed, I'd love to have you on. You can also send me an email, realzerocarb@gmail.com. That's ZERO or ZERO, not the number 0. All right. And guys, I'd love to know what you think about this food rationing stuff. All right. So thanks. And if you want to see an awesome interview, check out this one next.